Chapter 7, Air and Atmosphere. Air is a mixture of some gaseous components which have wide use in daily life. For example, nitrogen is an important constituent of fertilizers and oxygen is essential for our body for sustenance of life. In this theme, students are going to learn about the importance of above gases and important physical and chemical properties and uses. Learning outcomes. After studying this chapter, students will be able to review that air is a mixture of gases, recall the components of air, discuss the use of oxygen and nitrogen in different life processes, explain from an activity that mass change takes place on combustion, express the reaction in the form of word equation, the preparation of oxygen in the laboratory using potassium chlorate or hydrogen peroxide and manganese dioxide as a catalyst. Understand the concept of catalyst. Important terms and their definitions. Acid rain. When water precipitates down in the form of rain, snow, etc. and carries large amount of acid, it is termed as acid rain. Pollutants. The harmful substances mixed in air are called pollutants. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. These are compounds used in refrigerators, air conditioners and aerosols. Humidity. The amount of moisture present in the air is known as humidity. Dust particles. Solid minute soil particles present in the air are called dust particles. Fly ash. Burning of coal releases large quantities of smoke and minute ash particles called fly ash. Introduction. Air is all around us. The word air stands for the gases that make up the atmosphere. We need air for all life activities like for burning fuels and keeping us warm. Many useful products are obtained from air. These products include oxygen and nitrogen, which are very useful for us at every step of life. Air is a mixture of several gases. It also contains small amount of carbon dioxide, argon, water vapor and dust particles. Pure air is colorless. It forms a transparent medium and hence we are able to see through it. Components of air and uses of its components. Air is a mixture of many gases, namely nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, noble gases 0.95%, carbon dioxide 0.03% and varying amounts of water vapor. Smoke and water vapor are also present in the air. Our earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air called atmosphere. Sir William Ramsay from 1852 to 1916, English chemist who discovered helium and later on neon, argon, krypton and xenon, the rare of inert gases, in collaboration with Rayleigh and others. He was awarded Nobel Prize in 1904. Percentage composition of air by volume. Constituent percentage. Oxygen 21%, nitrogen 78%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, inert gases 1.0% approximately, water vapor varies, dust particles varies. Components of air. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is the major component of air. About 78% of air by volume is nitrogen. Nitrogen is quite unreactive normally. Under the high energy conditions of a lightning in the cloudy sky, nitrogen reacts with the atmospheric oxygen to give various oxides of nitrogen. These oxides dissolve in water and come down to the soil as nitrates. Balance of nitrogen in the atmosphere. All plants and animals require nitrogen for their growth. Even though nitrogen makes up 78% of air, plants and animals cannot use up nitrogen present in the air directly. Atmospheric nitrogen has to be converted into nitrogen compounds so that they can be utilized by animals and plants. Let us understand how this happens. Steps of conversion of nitrogen present in the air into nitrogen oxides, nitrates. The atmospheric nitrogen can be converted naturally into nitrates by some bacteria, Rhizobium, living in the soil and roots of leguminous plants. Atmospheric nitrogen can also be converted into nitrates by another method. During lightning in the sky, a lot of energy is produced which helps the nitrogen present in the air to react with oxygen present in the air to form nitrogen oxides. These oxides dissolve in rainwater to form nitric acid, which falls on the earth and reaches the soil, where they react with compounds present in the soil to form nitrates. Conversion of nitrates into proteins. The nitrates formed can be utilized by the plants for their growth. The plants convert these nitrates into proteins. When herbivores eat plants, they obtain nitrogen in the form of proteins. Carnivores obtain nitrogen when they eat herbivores. Nitrogen back to the soil. When plants and animals die, their bodies decay and the nitrogenous compounds reach the soil. Also, the waste of animals consists of nitrogen compounds. Nitrogenous compounds are returned to the soil by animal waste. This also helps in the growth of the plants. Uses of nitrogen. Some of the important uses of nitrogen are discussed below. Nitrogen is used in the production of nitric acid and ammonia. Ammonia is used for manufacturing fertilizers and explosives. Nitrogen gas is used to provide an inert or unreactive environment in a large number of potentially hazardous industrial processes. Nowadays, it is filled in electric bulbs along with argon gas to provide more life to them because nitrogen is inert in nature. Liquid nitrogen is used during skin grafting in burn victims and for in vitro fertilization or test tube babies. Liquid nitrogen is used as a refrigerant for freezing food. Liquid nitrogen is also used to store living cells and important tissues. A wide range of animal cells from sperms to skin cells can be preserved at very low temperatures using liquid nitrogen. Nitrogen gas is nowadays being extensively used in food packaging to keep food fresh. Oxygen. Oxygen gas makes up 21% of the air. Oxygen is essential for the life to exist. Plants, animals and humans take in oxygen all the time. Aquatic plants and animals take in oxygen dissolved in water for their survival. The places where enough air is not available to breathe, oxygen is carried in cylinders. Deep sea divers carry oxygen cylinders with them. In hospitals, oxygen is piped to patients suffering from breathing problems. Organisms like ants and earthworms take in oxygen from the air trapped in the soil. Oxygen gas supports burning. No substance can burn without it. Carl Wilhelm Scheele, 1942 to 1996, Swedish chemist who independently discovered oxygen. Catalyst. A catalyst is a substance that increases or decreases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any chemical change. Different substances are used as catalysts in different chemical reactions. Uses of oxygen. A big amount of oxygen, approximately 80% of oxygen artificially prepared, is used in the manufacture of iron and steel. Pure oxygen is used by deep sea divers, mountaineers, aviators and miners for safety because undersea, mountains, high altitude atmosphere and mines have very poor supply of oxygen in air in their atmosphere. Oxygen gas is given to patients in hospitals who have difficulty in breathing. The oxygen used in hospitals contain a small percentage of nitrogen in it to facilitate breathing and to avoid overreaction of oxygen. Oxygen in the air is continuously used by human beings and animals for breathing. Atmospheric oxygen is also being used up for burning wood and fossil fuels. When we bring a litmus paper near the mouth of the jar full of oxygen gas, we see that there is no change in its color. Therefore, oxygen has no effect on litmus and hence neutral in nature. Oxygen can be liquefied on strong cooling into a pale blue liquid, BP minus 183 degrees centigrade. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide makes up only 0.03% of air. Although present in traces, it is a very important gas. Green plants use carbon dioxide gas to prepare their food in the presence of sunlight. This process of making food by green plants in the presence of sunlight is called photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is used to extinguish fire because it does not support burning. Balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in air. The oxygen present in the air is used for respiration. All living organisms take up oxygen present in the air. The oxygen that they take in combines with food, and in the process carbon dioxide gas is released along with a lot of energy. This process is called respiration. Glucose plus oxygen is carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Using the process of photosynthesis, green plants take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and in the presence of sunlight and water prepare their food and release oxygen gas in the surroundings. Thus, respiration and photosynthesis are the two main processes that maintain the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. Carbon cycle. All living organisms contain carbon. This carbon circulates through animals, plants and air in a process called carbon cycle. Uses of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used in the preparation of aerated drinks. Carbon dioxide is used in the manufacture of sodium carbonate by the Solvay process and in making white lead. Liquid carbon dioxide is used in sugar industry and in the destruction of insects. Mixture of oxygen and 10 to 15% carbon dioxide is called carbogen, which is used to provide artificial respiration to the patient of pneumonia. Carbon dioxide increases the rate of respiration. Carbon dioxide is used in photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide solidifies on cooling to minus 79 degrees centigrade at the atmospheric pressure. Solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice and is used in refrigeration and preservation of foodstuffs. Solid carbon dioxide or carbon dioxide snow is also used in the treatment of local sores. Carbon dioxide is used for extinguishing fire. Noble gases. Noble gases were discovered by Lord Rayleigh and Sir William Ramsay. Noble gases are present in traces in the air. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, radon and xenon are noble gases. Noble gases are chemically very unreactive. Noble gases are also known as inert gases or rare gases. Uses of noble gases. Helium is the second lightest gas, hydrogen being the lightest. Being lighter than air, it is used to fill modern balloons and airships. It is safer than hydrogen as it does not burn. Argon and xenon are used in electric lamps. Lighthouses often use xenon arc lamps which produce an intense blue-white light. Argon mixed with nitrogen is used in ordinary electric bulbs. The inert mixture makes the tungsten filament inside the bulb last longer. Radon is used in the treatment of cancer. A brilliant red-orange light is produced when an electric current is passed through tubes containing neon at low pressure. These neon lights are used in advertising. Neon is used in advertising signs. When electricity is passed through an electric tube filled with neon gas, it glows red. Water vapor. The presence of water vapor in air can be shown by placing it in a tumbler full of ice. When water drops condense on its outer surface, its amount can be determined with the help of hydrometers. Water in oceans, lakes and ponds gets evaporated due to atmospheric heat. Factories and thermal power stations produce a lot of steam and put it into the atmosphere. Plants throw out water vapor during respiration. Animals excrete water vapor through respiration and sweating. All this vapor accumulates in the atmosphere. Although climate close to the Earth's surface is warm, it gets cooler as one goes away from the surface. Water vapor rises up in the atmosphere. At the upper layer of the atmosphere, the vapor gets condensed into tiny water droplets and forms clouds. These clouds bring rain. The amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. It varies from place to place. For example, Mumbai is more humid than Delhi. Places near the seas or oceans have more water content in the air. The humidity also varies from time to time according to the climate. The air has more water content in it. The humidity also varies from time to time according to the climate. The air has more water vapor during rainy seasons than in the winter season. Water cycle. The continuous circulation of water from the Earth's surface to the air and from the air back to the Earth's surface is called water cycle. Water from seas, oceans and other water bodies evaporates due to heat from the sun. The water vapor formed mixes with the air. Plants also lose water from their leaves by the process of transpiration. Transpiration is the process of loss of water by plants in the form of water vapor. This water vapor also mixes with air. Plants and animals also release water vapor during respiration. Thus, water vapor enters the air through transpiration, evaporation, and respiration. The water vapor that enters the air rises higher and higher and gets cooler. The temperature above the Earth's surface goes down as we move higher. Finally, it condenses into tiny droplets of water which form clouds in the sky. The very small drops in the clouds join together to form layer drops, to form larger drops that fall down on the earth in the form of rain. In very cold places, these water drops fall down in the form of hail or snow. Dust and smoke. When fuels such as petrol and diesel burn, they produce smoke. It has been noticed that smoke coming out from chimneys and exhaust of automobiles contain harmful gas and dust particles. The tall chimneys in factories keep the smoke away from us. We have all seen tiny, shiny particles floating in sunlight. When sunlight is allowed to enter, a dark particles present in the air also enter our nostrils. We have fine hair and sticky mucus inside our nose. These filter the dust particles present in the air we breathe and do not allow them to enter our body. Oxygen is needed for combustion. Oxygen, O2, is highly reactive and a good oxidizing agent. There are several reasons for it. For example, it is highly electronegative, only less than fluorine, as it rarely extracts electrons. Oxygen also has a special triplet state which makes it even more reactive. Because of this reactivity, it will form oxides, compounds with oxygen and other elements with practically anything. Some of these reactions don't take a lot of energy to initiate, for example, rust in iron oxide. Others take a spark of energy like lighting a plant or fire. This initiates a chain reaction of hydrocarbons forming carbon dioxide and H2O, essentially oxides with carbon and hydrogen. Other gases may not have this reactivity. Nitrogen gas N2 is notoriously stable with a triple bond. It does not have the triplet state like oxygen. Helium has a complete valence shell, so it does not react much with anything. Mass change during burning. Burning of magnesium. Explanation whether mass is conserved in this case. Burning a piece of magnesium in air or oxygen is a chemical change. If we weigh the magnesium and the combined oxygen before reaction and after reaction, there is no change in their mass. The following experiment verifies the law of conservation of mass. Experiment. Take a hard test tube filled with oxygen and a light-fitted stopper. Introduce carefully a small piece of magnesium 6 to 10 cm in the closed tube containing oxygen and magnesium piece. Now heat the test tube strongly by a Bunsen burner. Magnesium piece burns brilliantly in the oxygen. After cooling, we find a white residue in the test tube. Weigh the test tube again after reaction. We observe that the weight of the test tube before reaction and after complete reaction is the same. The magnesium piece reacts with oxygen, thus forms magnesium oxide. 2 Mg plus O2 is 2 MgO. Thus, the weight of magnesium and oxygen before reaction and the weight of the magnesium oxide after reaction is same. This verifies the laws of conservation of mass. Burning of candle. Explanation that how law of conservation of mass is obeyed in burning of a candle. When a candle burns, it forms carbon dioxide, water and some residue of melted wax. It seems that mass of candle is lost due to chemical change. If we weigh the candle before burning and weigh all the products after burning the candle, we observe that there is no change in mass. Let us verify it by an experiment. Experiment. Take a hard and a long glass tube open at both ends. Through the upper part, pack a mixture of quick lime and soda lime over a copper gauge. Through the lower end of a tube, a candle placed over a porous cork placed inside the tube. Now the entire arrangement, the tube with lime mixture and a candle, is placed on the left arm of the balanced and weighed carefully. The candle is now lighted and is quickly placed on the tube again, closing with porous cork. After some time, the candle is burnt out completely. We find that the left arm of the balanced beam is tilted downward. It shows that there is a gain in mass during burning of the candle. This is because during combustion, carbon dioxide and water produced are absorbed by the lime and soda lime. Again, some oxygen from outside air through the pores of the cork which has been used in the combustion increased the weight. Thus, we observe that mass of candle plus mass of oxygen is mass of carbon dioxide plus mass of water vapor, or total mass of the product is total mass of the reactants. Thus, the law of conservation of mass is verified. Word equations for reactions of metals and non-metals. Oxides. Oxides are binary compounds formed by the chemical combinations of a substance, metal or non-metal, with oxygen. For example, sodium oxide Na2O, sulfur oxide SO2, etc. Basic metallic oxides. Oxides which are formed by reaction of metals with oxygen O are known as metallic or basic oxides. Examples: oxides of potassium K, sodium Na, calcium Ca, magnesium Mg, etc. Reaction of potassium K with oxygen O, 4K or O2 is 2K2O. Word equation: potassium plus oxygen is potassium oxide. Reaction of sodium Na with oxygen O, 4Na plus O2 is 2Na2O. Word equation: sodium plus oxygen, sodium oxide. Reaction of calcium Ca with oxygen O, 2Ca plus O2 is 2Ca2O. Word equation: calcium plus oxygen is calcium oxide. Reaction of magnesium Mg with oxygen O, 2Mg plus O2 is 2CaO. Word equation: magnesium plus oxygen is magnesium oxides. Acidic non-metallic oxides. Oxides which are formed by reaction of non-metals with oxygen are known as non-metallic or acidic oxides. Examples: oxides of carbon C, sulfur S, phosphorus P, etc. Reaction of carbon C with oxygen O, C plus O2 is CO2. Word equation: carbon plus oxygen is carbon dioxide. Reaction of sulfur S with oxygen O, S plus O2 is SO2. Word equation: sulfur plus oxygen is sulfur dioxide. Reaction of phosphorus P with oxygen O, 4P plus SO2 is 2P2O5. Word equation: phosphorus plus oxygen is phosphorus pentoxide. Air pollution. Pollutants are harmful or undesirable substances. These pollutants may be harmful to plants or animals or both. When such pollutants are present in air, it is said to be polluted. Air pollution is largely due to human activities. The mixing of harmful substances in air that results in the degradation of air quality is called air pollution. The mixing of harmful substances in air that results in the degradation of air quality is called air pollution. Air pollution causes a great damage to the environment. Health problems. How does air get polluted? There are many ways by which air gets polluted. Sources of air pollution may be natural or may arise due to human activities. Smoke from forest fires, dust and dust storms in desert areas, smoke, ash and poisonous fumes resulting from volcanic eruptions are air pollutants that may get mixed in the air by natural sources. Many human activities lead to air pollution. Burning of fuels like coal, petrol, diesel or vehicles and industries, burning of wood and dung cakes are major causes of air pollution. Sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide and smoke are some of the substances present in the car exhaust. These substances harm the air and are called air pollutants. Major air pollutants and their effects on our health and environment. Chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs. These are the gas which are released from air conditioners, refrigerators, aerosol sprays, etc. CFCs released in the air rise to the upper layer of the atmosphere or stratosphere. Here they come to contact with other gases and damage the ozone layer. This allows harmful ultraviolet rays to reach the Earth's surface. This can cause skin cancer, diseases of the eye, and can even cause damage to plants. Add to your knowledge. The ozone gas O2 is present naturally in the upper layer of atmosphere. Ozone saves us from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. Air pollution has also resulted in the thinning of this protective ozone layer. Smog. Smog is a combination of smoke and fog. The smoke contains harmful gases like nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. This makes air hazy and also makes breathing difficult. It can lead to diseases like asthma. Nitrogen dioxide NO2. This gas is mainly produced from burning fuels like coal, diesel and petrol. Nitrogen dioxide can cause respiratory diseases. When dissolved in rainwater, it causes acid rain. Nitrogen dioxide in the air contributes in the formation of smog. Sulfur dioxide SO2. Sulfur dioxide is produced by burning petrol and coal. Thermal power plants and petroleum refineries are the major sources of producing sulfur dioxide. Some industrial processes like extraction of metals and production of paper also produce sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide attacks the lungs and trachea and may cause respiratory disorders like bronchitis. Sulfur dioxide dissolves in rainwater causing acid rain. Acid rain may damage monuments, aquatic life, trees, soil, metalwork, etc. For acid rain, see next article. Carbon monoxide, CO. Carbon monoxide is one of the major pollutants. This gas is produced by incomplete burning of fuels like petrol, diesel, wood, kerosene, coal, etc. A fuel may not burn completely if the supply of air is insufficient. Carbon monoxide is mainly produced by burning fuels in industries, automobiles, factories, etc. Carbon monoxide is a very poisonous gas. When inhaled, it combines with the hemoglobin present in the blood and lowers the amount of oxygen that enters the blood. It slows our reflexes and too much carbon monoxide can cause death. Ozone ground level. Ozone is a very important gas and occurs naturally in the Earth's upper atmosphere. It is also released from vehicles and factories. Ozone shields our Earth from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. But at the ground level, it acts as an air pollutant and ozone has many toxic effects. On inhaling, ozone can cause irritation in eyes and nose, damage to the protective membranes of throat and nose, coughing and wheezing, lowering of lungs working capacity, lowering of body's resistance to fight infection. Suspended particulate matter SPM. Air may also contain some solid particles like dust, fly ash and smoke. These particles remain suspended in the air for long periods of time and are called suspended particulate matter. Sources of SPM include burning of coal in thermal power plants and vehicular emissions. Effects of SPM. SPM can damage our lungs and can lead to respiratory problems like bronchitis, asthma, etc. Smoke present in the air blackens our clothes and also buildings. SPM may cause haze, reducing visibility. It causes irritation in nose, throat, eyes and respiratory tract. Prevention of air pollution. Some of the steps you can take as an individual or a group of individuals to improve upon the air quality around you are as follows. Do not smoke. Also be discreet towards those who are in your immediate neighborhood. Grow more trees. Trees are the nature's lungs. Look after the trees in your neighborhood. Advise your parents, neighbors and friends to use only unleaded petrol or CNG in their vehicles. Save electricity because in the long run it will amount to burning less fossil fuels. Reduce the use of aerosols such as perfumes, deodorant, sprays, cosmetics and other similar sprays in your homes. Do not use plastic bags. Use only cloth and jute bags. Do not burn dried leaves, branches of trees, paper and garbage in the open. Find ways and means for their safe disposal. For example, recycle the used paper. Acid rain. Acid rain is the rain which has been made more acidic than normal by the presence of dissolved pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, SO2 and nitrogen oxides. Acid rain is a serious environmental problem and can affect the earth in many ways. It can cause damage to buildings, monuments, statues, especially made of marble and limestone. It can cause health hazards to humans. It can cause soil to become acidic. It can cause damage to steel bridges, railway lines, etc. Metalwork may also get corroded. Acid rain can contaminate lakes, rivers, etc., which may kill fishes and other creatures living in the water. It can cause damage to leaves of plants, etc. Properties of oxygen. Physical properties of oxygen. Color. You may look through a gas jar full of oxygen. It means that it is a colorless gas. Odor. When we slowly remove the lid of the gas jar and wave our hand to bring the gas molecules towards someone, we will find that it is odorless. Solubility. Since the gas has been collected over water, it is not appreciably soluble in water. However, this less solubility of oxygen in water is extremely important for fish and other aquatic animals which are dependent upon dissolved oxygen in water for their respiration. Density. It is slightly heavier than air. Melting and boiling points. Oxygen melts at 54.4 K and boils at 92.5 K. Liquefaction. Oxygen can be liquefied to a pale blue liquid at minus 183 degrees centigrade. Chemical properties of oxygen. Oxygen is one of the most reactive elements found in nature. It reacts with almost all the elements to form its compounds called oxides. Let us examine some of its properties. Oxygen is a good supporter of combustion. Bring a flowing splinter into a jar of oxygen. We notice that it bursts into a flame and continues to burn vigorously. Now compare this with a burning splinter outside the oxygen jar in the presence of air only. You will find that oxygen gas helps combustion. Oxygen reacts with sulfur to form sulfur dioxide gas. Similarly, perform the experiments with burning sulfur. We find that sulfur gives rise to a pungent and suffocating smelling gas. In fact, this gas is sulfur dioxide. The reaction taking place can be written as follows. S sulfur plus O2 oxygen is SO2 sulfur dioxide. Oxygen reacts with phosphorus to give an oxide of phosphorus. Put some red phosphorus powder on a deflagrating spoon and heat it till phosphorus starts burning. Oxygen reacts with sodium metal to form sodium oxide. Heat a piece of sodium metal in a deflagrating spoon till it melts and plunge it into a gas jar containing oxygen. We see that sodium starts burning with a yellow flame forming sodium oxide. The chemical equation of the reaction is as follows. 2Na sodium plus O2 oxygen is NaO2 sodium oxide. You may test the chemical nature of the sodium oxide by adding red litmus solution into the jar. Similarly, magnesium metal reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Like sodium metal, the magnesium metal also reacts with oxygen and forms magnesium oxide. Distinction between respiration and combustion. Respiration. Respiration is the most important process of gaseous exchange where O2 is taken in and CO2 is liberated outside in all the living beings. Combustion, burning. It is the sequence of exothermic chemical reactions between a fuel and an oxidant accompanied by the production of heat and conversion of chemical species. Difference between respiration and combustion. Respiration, combustion. It is a biological process. It is under biological control. It is a chemical process. It is an uncontrolled process. It takes place at normal temperature. It takes place at high temperature. Respiration is a slow process. Thus, the energy is also liberated in several steps and remains stored in the form of ATP. Combustion is a fast process in which the energy is liberated only in one step, resulting in increase in temperature and production of life. Several enzymes are involved. The process is biochemical. Enzymes are not involved. This process is physiochemical. Only part of the energy is liberated as heat. Most of the energy is produced as heat. Oxygen is employed as an oxidant only at the end of the reaction. Oxygen is directly used in the process. Distinction between combustion and rusting. Combustion, burning. It is the sequence of exothermic chemical reactions between a fuel and an oxidant accompanied by the production of heat and conversion of chemical species. Rusting. It is a chemical reaction when a metal, in most cases iron, reacts with moisture, water vapor and oxygen to convert into metal oxide, example iron oxide. Difference between rusting and combustion. Combustion. Rusting is a slow process. Combustion is a fast process. In this process, little heat is released, large amount of heat is released. Both air and moisture are necessary for rusting. Only air is necessary for burning. Rusting is always due to reaction of a metal with oxygen. In combustion, oxygen may not be involved. In rusting, no chemical change occurs. In combustion, chemical change occurs. Fast track chapter at a glance. Air is a mixture of gases. It contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapors, noble gases, etc. Oxygen is the most important and the most abundant element found on the earth. Oxygen is vital for the existence of life. Carbon dioxide is present in air up to 0.04% of the total volume of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide causes greenhouse effect. Nitrogen is the inactive part of air. It dilutes oxygen. Nitrogen is important for the growth of plants and animals. Water vapors are responsible for most climatic phenomena. Dust helps in condensation of water vapors into raindrop. Respiration, combustion and rusting are all oxidation processes.